Let's bring in our buddy, the Tuesday morning running back in this case, Fred Taylor. Freddie, way back in the day, I believe it was before you were even a Jaguar, Dan and I once went on the Sunday night show on April 1st and told our adoring TV viewing audience that the Jaguars had traded Mark Brunell. And they believed it.
My goodness.
Yeah, they believed it, and it created quite the storm, and then we got out of the April Fool's Day joke game.
Well, hey, so is the Tyreek thing not real? Going back to KC, is that real?
I'm going to say not real. Yeah, I'm going. If it's
real.
today, I'm going not real. And then if I'm wrong on that, who cares? But if you take it as real and you're wrong, then you're screwed.
I know, right?
Right?
Yeah, that's a terrible joke, guys. I mean,
yeah, I know, right? Where are you seeing it? Twitter?
I came across
The Tyreek. Oh, you're talking about the Brunell was a terrible. Yeah, it was. It was bad.
Yeah, no, the Brunell was a terrible
yeah,
joke.
it was.
I mean, I don't really care about the Tyreek thing.
Yeah.
It'll be good news for a few days.
Yeah.
And then again, once the season starts.
Yeah.
But no, I don't care about that. The Brunell thing was a sick joke.
Yeah, and it was bad too back
to you two.
And it was bad back then, Fred, because we were also younger and stupider and more immature. But also, you had no internet to go, verify things. So, you went by what these two clowns are saying, then, created a little bit of a stir.
Yeah, then you're checking the Times Union the next day
right.
or something. Or,
we came clean at the end, I think.
Yeah. Hey, Fred, take me back to your draft year. And we're 3 weeks out from the draft.
Yeah.
What were you being told at the time, and did it pan out?
And did you have was there someplace you wanted to go? Did you have a desired destination? Yeah, just kind of fill in those blanks.
Yeah.
No, I did not have a desired destination. Everything worked out accordingly, to God's will and plan. And I go back and I tell people all the time, I got the best deal out the draft. I was able to go top 10, was able to stay in my home state. Not only that, and I was an hour, 20 minutes from where I went to school. Well, depending on how fast you drive.
That's right.
I've done it in about an hour.
20 minutes up at Georgia, Fred. Georgia, they get you here 20 minutes.
And then no state tax, right?
Yeah.
So with all of that, I was like, man, I got a great deal. And, coming to Jacksonville was just another thing. I had some friends that went to UF that were from Jacksonville, so it was great. But, no, I did not have a premeditated destination or anything like that. I grew up a fan of the Bears. Mm-hmm. There was some conversation because of Sweetness, Walter Payton, my favorite player.
Okay.
There was some conversation about me possibly going to Chicago, but then, they had Curtis Enos. They took him with the third pick.
Mm-hmm.
And then the chips just fell how they fell, right? So, again, it was a blessing for me. But, no, I did not have a sweet spot or a team that I really wanted to go to. I just wanted to go first day. Was the conversation with all of my 1994 brothers, Ike, Riedel, all of those guys.
Sure.
It was just first day. And I was thankful, able to go first day, first round. So Jacksonville was home.
Heck of a draft class, by the way, you were part of. Peyton Manning first. You'll remember Ryan Leaf obviously went second. Former Seminole, Andre Wadsworth, who you ran over a few times.
Charles Woodson in there.
Yeah, Charles Woodson. Yep. Randy
then
Moss went after.
A little later in the rounds, Randy. So it was a solid class, man. We had a very, very solid class. But I remember after I got drafted, Coach Coughlin said, "So, son, are you ready to become a Jaguar?" Well, I'm going to say no. So, of course. So we did that 1-2 or whatever. It was like, all right, well, you have to catch a flight up here. You're going to catch a flight here, do your press conference. I scrambled, got a suit. I didn't even have a suit, guys. I didn't own a suit.
Right.
So I scrambled Men's Warehouse, bought a blazer and some black pants.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was a tan top, black shirt, hustled up to Jacksonville. Skip Richardson, who's still in the building.
Yep.
Skip picked me up from the airport. And as we're driving into town, he goes, "See that right there?" I'm looking around. I'm like, "No." He's like, "You just hit the lottery." And I'm like, when did that happen? And my brain was registering rather slowly. He's like, "Well, your signing bonus, like being drafted first, you just hit the lottery." I was like, "Oh, I get it." But he was pointing at a lottery sign, a lottery billboard leaving the airport. and that's one of those stories we kind of keep going back to. But Skip was the first person that I was able to meet on the Jaguars organization coming in, and still a good friend to this day.
Fred, did you have an aha moment? Did you have an NFL moment, the first one, like, that linebacker that hit a little faster and harder than what you were used to, or what? It could be something locker room related. Did anything that stands out?
I always mess with I always go back and talk trash with old Boyer. Those guys, they used to Boyer and McManus.
Okay. Yeah.
I tell them they used to bully me all the time before we actually got into real bad. But no, they were just getting the best out of me.
Sure.
They really kind of, challenged me day in, day out to push me to go out there and be the best I could be. They pushed me a lot harder than Kevin Hardy and those guys did. Like, they were really after me. But I got a lot of rep against them. Yeah. I was like, okay, this is the NFL. These guys are big. They're strong. They come after you every single play. Ain't no letting up. And that was sort of my aha moment that T-Mac and I, McManus and I, will share to this day. That, man, I appreciate you guys for, looking at me, pushing me, and, making me feel a part of everything. So, yeah.
There's apparently this Tyreek Hill may not be all April Fools because the talk started a couple days ago. And there's just there's nothing like on board. Nothing's happening. Right. I do think that and I think it would come from the Tyreek Hill side if it were. I don't think there's anything. But then we had this last year, dude. Tyreek Hill, didn't he throw in some, I want to be traded, or at least they.
Yeah, he said it at the end of the season.
Yeah. So I think that's all this is.
It was fun being here. It's fun being here, yada, yada, yada.
Yeah.
Until it happens, until the ink dries, then we'll know. Today is April Fool's, so it kind of fits the whole.
But we did have they asked the coach about it like a day or two ago, like at the owners yesterday. Yeah. So that would predate any April Fool's joke about it. So my point being that topic was up somewhere before somebody just threw the Tyreek wants out of Miami headline up. Yeah. Anyway, I digress. Dan had a question this morning, Fred, on his Twitter page on a poll.
Oh, yeah.
Who will be the starting running back?
Leading rusher.
Who will be the leading rusher for the Jaguars this year? Will it be Tank Bigsby? Will it be Travis Etienne? Will it be Keelan Williams? Or
Keelan Robinson,
Keelan somebody? Or will it be, who's Keelan Williams? That is a person. Or will it be a draft pick?
Oh, man.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. That's a great question by the fans out there. It's a rather tough question because, you're just kind of throwing stuff against the wall, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we don't know.
If you look at how everything was trending towards the end of the season a year ago, one would assume to say Tank Bigsby because they can also use, ETN as a, leverage play. I'm not sure if it's too late or if they can even do something around draft where they would trade him. But maybe it's a good trade target. I don't know if they really want to pay him at this point, but they also have an option to pay him because they maintain all of the leverage. Having a young Tank there, Travis didn't have a great season finishing a year ago. So I don't know if I had to guess, which is what this is, I would probably go with Tank, but I also don't want to count out Travis. You're due a bad season. A lot of stuff happened a year ago.
He's still young.
But it's tough. And he's still very young.
He's 26,
I still think he has some upside. Just a year ago, I think he sort of lost a little confidence. He probably wasn't so comfortable with the 1-2 punch thing. That rotation just never looked great to me. Guys in and out different times of the game. I just never could find their rhythm. Maurice and I did it well, but Maurice had specialty plays. And occasionally he would come in on first. But he was certainly third down as I got later in my career, and he did fantastic things on third down. And every now and then we'll script up a play or two for him to be in there, on first down or second down. But with Travis and Tank and Dearness took majority of the third down snaps. And then you have two guys fighting for first and second down on different rotations. It just was so much out of sync there. And I thought they would certainly have a different change of pace in the running backs room in terms of coach the guys coaching them. But you need some consistency in that room. and hopefully they can figure that out and make the running game better this year.
I got a question about offseason, Fred, and it's this: NFL players changing their bodies. And I'm specifically, like, for example, I'm looking at Dak Prescott. Apparently, he's lost 30 pounds this offseason, and he's obviously into some, you guys always work out, but I thought about it, and I was like, sometimes coaches will ask, like, I think they asked Josh Allen this year to put some weight on because he was going to play with his hand in the dirt more. I used to think about, you remember Eugene Monroe? He changed his body in the offseason a couple times.
Yeah.
But what, like, for you, what did you ever consider, okay, I want to get leaner. I play better at this weight. How do I know? Do I want to try to be a little bit, how did you attack the offseason? Did you ever make any wholesale changes where you totally changed your body over in and because you were always in really good shape, so I doubt you did, but I'm just curious, like, you see this happen in the NFL with certain players every now and then where a guy will have a total makeover and he'll lose a lot of weight or he'll put on some weight because he's going to play maybe in the dirt more. I don't know. Just thoughts about that.
Yeah, for me, I totally get it. Mm-hmm. And teams try and figure out what'll work best for them.
Yeah.
But I was a guy who could, I can move 230 pounds at 4'3". Mm-hmm. They never had a problem with my weight. But personally, I always thought I was fine until one off season when I turned 30. Mm-hmm. I found Pete Bomarito, who in South Florida, where I started training, and I started deferring my off-season. I was getting a $100,000 off-season workout bonus that I just gave back to the team because I no longer wanted to work out there. Mm-hmm. And it wasn't knocking our program per se. It was just a change of pace, a change of scenery, something different where I can get full nutrition program. I get full rehab. I got cardio. I got not cardio, but cryo. I got chiropractic. I had massages. I had I was on a meal plan. So all of that stuff, I came back 220 pounds. I was lean. I was down from 230, 232 to 220 lean, feeling I was faster than I probably ever was when I came back. And it felt great, and everybody on the team looked at me and was like, wow, like, you look amazing. And that carried over, and I realized I had got a little too light because I took one hit, and I was down for 2 weeks in the preseason. I was like, well, I need to put 5 pounds back on. And I ended up maintaining 225 throughout the season. And then as I started to finish my career, I was fluctuating at 25, 27. But I was lean. My core was stronger than it ever had been. So with this science where these guys are at nowadays and changing their bodies is a lot easier. It's easier for them to focus. And when you're getting paid top dollar, as they are, it's so easy to commit, and guys who can't do it, just shame on you.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
So you're supposed to make a commitment so you can try to do your best to come back and make the team better. And for Dak as a leader, the entire team will see that, and then they'll come back and they'll say, okay, this is what we need to do. We need to follow suit. And that's all I tried to do is be an example. But it pays dividends if you can get those guys to buy into it.
For sure, for sure. All right, my man. Well, it's always good catching up with you. We appreciate you very much, Freddie T.
Hey, man, I love you guys.
Thank you, Fred.
I love getting on. I was just telling E.T. I got to get back to a consistent Monday.
Yeah.
The pivot always got us pivoting.
Yeah, I hear you, bro. We'll roll
as long as we
you.
get you, we're happy.
Yeah, we'll roll with you. It's all good.
Yeah.
All good.
Yep.
Make it happen. Appreciate you guys.
Hey, Mia here, and thanks so much for watching 1010XL Jaguars. For even more coverage of the Big Cats, be sure to subscribe to 1010XL Jaguars.